one shot, Sheriff.
Louis, it's finally good to talk to you. I'm like super excited.
Thanks, man. Pleasure to be here. And yeah, great stuff.
Yes, I've seen so much of your stuff. It's just beyond crazy. But we're here to talk about the flood, and I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter whether you play a hero or a villain type. You just make any role work. And this one, you were awesome in this movie.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you, man. It means a lot. Thank you so much.
So
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hearing it's good, by the way. I'm hearing it.
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie-
Yeah, it's definitely good. Definitely. Matter of fact, my review's going up today.
Oh, great.
And so, you know, you've worked with Brandon on quite a few films, so it must have been great working with him again. I mean,
Yeah, we go way back. We can say that now, and we've done a few pictures together. And when I got invited aboard, I was thrilled. And yeah, we have the same sensibilities as work compadres, you know. So we like to talk through everything and just omit the cheese, as him and I say. We get rid of the cheese as best we can, and the process is always enjoyable. And then we had Casper and Nicky to add to that, and it was a treat, man.
yeah, I gotta say, like when it comes to dream teams now, you know, everyone talks about Scott Adkins and Isaac Florentine, Scott Adkins and Jesse Johnson. I'm like, well, here's a new one: Brandon Slagle and Louis Mandylor. They're like
Bingo.
the new action dream team now. So
Love that. Did you see Battle of Saipan as well?
that one I still need to see. I'm still looking out for that one. Gotta check that one
Man,
out.
you gotta see it. It's really, really good. It was just a lot of hand-to-hand stuff that Brandon and I love.
Yeah, and speaking of that, one of my favorite scenes of the flood was your fight scene against Casper. And I've talked so much about
Really?
it. Yeah, oh yeah.
I can't remember it. I actually can't remember it.
Yeah, Casper. I talked to Casper last week. He gave me some interesting stories about what happened during that fight scene.
Yeah.
And but one of the things that surprised me was I know you have this background in martial arts, which is why I think you're an awesome actor, also who could do the action stuff. But you did this flying knee strike in like waist deep water wearing combat boots, and I'm thinking I can't even kick barefoot without it like the water heading down. But you managed to pull off that flying knee strike in this amazing water. Like, how did you do that? Like, there's no way it was wires. You just
I got to say, no wires, man. No, and the one of the previous guys I chatted with just today, I told him, that particular shot, I ripped my hamstring, bro. So my hamstring went pop after that shot, and I was severely wrapped in ice for the rest of the movie, and I was encumbered by that injury. But we did get the shot.
yeah.
But I was telling people, yeah, being submerged in water for, all day, every day, and then doing action in water with all the waterlogged boots and vests and guns, it's an extra 100 pounds. And then the water's an extra 50 pounds. So yes, extremely difficult, but somehow, like I said, I don't know what it looks like, but I'm so happy it looks good. I was just hoping to get my leg out of the water, to be honest.
Yeah, it came off. I think it came off nicely. I don't, I hope when you do see it does. But and then I was hearing like the water was so murky and disgusting.
It was the roughest shoot I've ever done, and everyone. I don't want to say that too much.
That says a lot. I mean, to say that it's the roughest shoot you ever done, because you've done so many of these type of movies for so many years. And to hear
I've been
that,
in some horrible places. When you do independent films, you sacrifice a lot sometimes, time, everything, prep on locations. But I've been in some horrible dwellings from horrible. But this one was just rough. Plus, it was water. Plus, it was, I don't want to say too much, but it was just difficult. But we all, and I said earlier, that's why you hire great people, great cast, great crew, great production, because we all bonded, because we all had to deal with it. The crew was in the water with us. Granted, they weren't doing action and whatever, but everyone was in it. So we got through because we bonded as a little unit.
yeah. And what I liked was like you came off as the villain of the film in a way, but also you had this sense of sympathy where you hand Nicky the gun, and it makes people wonder, like, wait a minute, why is he handing her the gun if he's supposed to be this bad guy? Like normally you see something like that, you just like blow her away, but
I think it was the allegiance to Casper, and correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't seen the edit, but my justification, I believe, was that we wanted to bait her into going back in, and I had the keys, so I said to him, let's split, brother.
yeah.
Right, something like that. But obviously there was a problem with that.
Right, because and I was telling Casper, like that's the one of the best things about movies was his character because he comes off as this cop killer, and you think he's going to be the bad guy, but then he has this really interesting scene with Nicky where he tells his backstory about why he ended up killing the cop, and
Yeah.
and then you feel like, all right, he's not really the bad guy of this movie. It's actually you because you want to bust him out to continue doing what you guys are doing, but he's like, I'm not.
I
I don't
love,
want to get involved
I
in
love
it.
Casper. Casper's great. I hope he had fun with the action stuff.
Oh, he did. Even though he said like he just got over COVID and at the
Yeah.
time, and then I think that he goes, you dunking his face into the water. He said he saw a cockroach in the water. It's like,
We saw a lot of things in there, man.
that's insane. But so aside from that, aside from the action, I mean, like I said, you're just a great actor. I mean, like I said, you could play any kind of role, whether it's a hero or villain. You just do it all, and that's what helps with the film too. You just come off naturally, like gifted.
I appreciate it very much, and I'm happy to hear that.
So, what was it like working with Nicky on the scenes with you guys together? What was she like in your opinion?
Unreal. Nicky's, she's been around, Nicky's, and with us, just with the relationship we have off camera, and then the years of experience, we just smashed the rehearsals and got it done in an honest, I think, nuanced way, and a lot of respect and working off each other, and with Brandon watching over us. Yeah, it was just great. Nicky is one of the funniest people I've ever met, by the way. We both come from the same town in Australia, so we have that Aussie humor sensibility, but she's great. And movie star. Yeah.
Oh, wait till you see the edit, because she has a fight scene herself against like two giant guys,
That's right.
And
that's right.
She was stoked that she got to do that. And I told her, you should have joined in on the finale between you and Casper. But she's like, no, that was like two guys scrapping it out. And Casper told me when you guys finally took like after you beat the crap out of each other, you guys are like catching your breath. He's like, no, that's genuine. That's not even scripted, because we were both holding. So, and that's in there, like you guys catching your breath after like wailing on each other in this waist deep water.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. People don't realize. I mean, when we did Debt Collector with Scott Adkins, we did that fight scene in the alleyway on the second one, took 3.5 days in that heat, just over and over. Then you go to lunch, then you cool down, you got a full belly, then you have to do it over. Think of that in water, in hotter temperature with humidity, with clothes on. So that's the thing. You're doing it over and over and over every day, and that's where it gets to you,
Yeah, and the fact that you came out of this like popping your hamstring, I mean, that had to be something. That's just insane. That that just shows your dedication.
Get injured on every movie. One thing I'll share with you in the audience is from Will Kaufman, Jesse Johnson. Will actually calls me, when I come to set, he says, Louis is going to draw first blood somehow. And I always do. I'll hurt myself. I've broken so many fingers. I really have. And, ribs. And Jesse Johnson's Hell Hath No Fury. Have you seen Hell Hath No Fury? I did a role.
I have not seen that yet, but I got the Blu-ray, so I'm going to check it out. I'm checking it out
Amazing.
like ASAP.
Yeah, I fractured a rib on that because I fell on the magazine. Things you don't think of. Rehearse all day, but then when you get all the gear on and there's adrenaline and sparks and blanks coming off, things change. So I'm always getting hurt, but I'm accepting it before I start an action film now. So I prep to be hurt on day one mentally.
Serious. I think you should be the American Jackie Chan, or the Australian Jackie Chan at this point, because you're just like Jackie Chan. He's suffered all these injuries for pure entertainment. You're like the Australian Jackie Chan at this point.
Yeah, I guess on a smaller level, definitely similar. And the funny thing is, brings me that I can do all that Hong Kong stuff. I studied it for 15 years, and when I booked martial law, they told me I couldn't do it. You just had to be a kickboxer. Because in the first episode, I was doing all this flashy stuff, and they said, no, that's for Samo. I said, oh, all right. But hopefully I get to explore more of the, let's say, the flamboyant, stylized martial arts in my next 5 years of a career. I would really love to do a little more, like that Ip Man kind of style. But for right now, we have a couple of good films coming out with some hand-to-hand.
Yep, and you also got a couple of good films coming out in the works, including something I've been waiting for, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. That's like, I cannot wait for that one, because
September, I hear, and we're excited because
it's a good one. You also have one called Smokers that I heard about. What's going on with that? Is there any just waiting for distribution on that one?
Actually, no, Smokers is my personal passion project, and I think that's going to be ready in early 2024 because it's just my own time. You see, it's difficult, my own money, my own time, so that's coming together. But if you a couple of things to mention to look for very soon is let's say the trilogy with Brandon. You know, we did Battle, and now there's 3 Days in Malay, which is coming out August 11th, I believe, and then Operation Blood Hunt to follow, and that's with Helen Productions as well. And on the side, a couple of other really good indies. I have to mention Hellhound, that I made with the director of photography and Joshua Dixon, and that's a little contemporary action in Thailand. So on boots on ground in the Bangkok, city of Bangkok, with the lights and that feel. And that is, I mean, people are going to like that, man. It's a good film, and the action is probably the most intense I've ever done in my life.
That's awesome. Well, everyone, check out The Flood this Friday. It's going to be coming out, and I'm telling you, we got a triple threat coming up with Louis, Casper, and Nicky. And Louis, I just feel so honored to have talked to you about The Flood, and I can't wait to see more of your stuff down the road.
Thank you, and I can't wait to see The Flood too. Brandon Slagle makes a hell of a film, and you got Nicky and Casper and some alligators, and I'm really excited to see it because I remember seeing how cinematic the thing looked on the monitors. Brandon knows what he's doing, so yeah, check it out, get the popcorn, and get ready to be entertained. And thank you so much for the kind words.
All right. Well, everyone, take care and have a good day.
See you, man.
I see you.